Thanks for the flyby, Blue Angels. Welcome to Drinking with Craig and Roger. I'm Roger.
And I'm Craig.
This is our first night shoot.
So I hope it looks all right.
I hope so. And for our first night shoot, we've picked one of the best-selling whiskeys in the world.
But not the standard one. What we want to talk about today is the Jack Daniel's Bonded.
Why?
Because it won Whiskey Advocate's #1 top new whiskey for 2022.
But it's not really that new. Hasn't it been around for a few years?
Sort of. It's been available kind of in the international market or various things or whatever, but 2022 it became part of their core Bonded line, which they have multiple others of.
Well, of course. And what they do, of course, is go through their warehouses and pick out the barrels that they think would be best, and they pour them together and make a big batch.
Yep.
And they bottle it at 100 proof rather than 80 proof like the regular one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same mash bill, the same barrels, and the same warehouses.
Yes. And with that being said, they really got my attention, not just because, I mean, automatically, every year, we actually subscribe to Whiskey Advocate, and every year I definitely check out their #1. But this one especially grabbed the headlines for me because they rated it a whopping 97 points, which for anyone that's been following Whiskey Advocate, they almost rate nothing at 97
No,
points.
it's usually 95, 96 for the top ones.
For the top ones. And this is, in this issue, no other whiskey rated 97 or above, including the collectible antique ones that are $30,000 or whatever. I mean,
Right.
None of them.
Yeah, in fact, with Whiskey Advocate, in order to rate 100, you'd have to use calculus to discern the limit of the possibilities. But that's okay. Anyway, let's try some of this stuff. Come on.
So it's just for the price. This is somewhere between $30 to $40, depending on where you're at.
Which is pretty good considering they rate whiskeys that cost 20 times this in that range.
Way below. So
Sometimes way below. Yep.
So let's give it a whirl.
All right. Just remember that Jack Daniel's has the Tennessee process, which is basically you distill your mash bill, which is probably mostly corn with a little bit of rye, maybe some wheat and some malt in it, and you filter it before it goes into the barrels.
Yeah.
Through a big 10-foot tall container of charcoal, which takes about a week. And then it comes
It
out.
takes a week to filter through the charcoal?
Yeah,
You're
takes
kidding me.
Takes a while, and I'm not going to swear
Oh
it's
my
a
God.
week, but it's at least 3 or 4 days to go through
Wow, I had no idea. I thought it was just...
there. No, it takes a while
Holy
because
crap.
they don't pour it in there; they drip it in there. Anyway,
Oh, I did not
I've been
realize.
there. I've
I
seen
know,
them do
I
this.
know,
Okay,
I know, I didn't.
all right, and that is supposed to leach out some of undesirable things before it goes into the barrel.
Yeah.
But besides being undesirable, we have dogs barking, which is
It's
interesting,
killing
but that's
me.
okay.
It's killing me.
But I think a little bit of Jack Daniels will probably help
Okay.
that feel better. So there we
Let's
go.
give it
There
a
we go.
whirl.
All right.
Cheers. Let's see what we think.
Ah, nice nose.
There's that Jack Daniel's kind of sort of banana-ish nose. I get
Yeah.
a lot of banana on the nose.
Yeah, a lot of clean type smell in the nose.
And of course, being bonded, this is going to be
100
aged
proof.
at least 4 years and bottled at 100 proof.
Yeah.
Which, in and of itself, the 4-year age sets it apart from a lot of the other Jack Daniel's products.
Yeah, 2 years is about as much as you really need to. You can do 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever you
For
want.
Jack, or
Any of them. Any of these American whiskeys.
come on now.
Shoot, I bought a product from Jack Daniel's, Lim Motlows, that was only aged 6 months.
How was it?
It was young. I have the label, but I don't have the whiskey anymore.
Okay, here we go.
It's nice.
It's dry. The striking thing to me about this, because obviously I've tried it a couple times, is it is dry. I mean, it has some sweetness to it, but compared to a lot of other bourbons or even a lot of other whiskeys, it's very dry to me.
The sweetness is in the finish, in the top part of the taste in the finish.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I feel sweetness.
For the first time tasting this too, I just got a hint of what I think most people associate with George Dickel, which isn't too surprising using that Lincoln County process.
The blanket?
I guess so. I mean, I got just a hint of a George Dickelish note, but again, that's kind of like a dried peanut. So,
Anyway. You can't complain about it being young.
Okay, no,
you can't.
Okay,
do
my
that.
second sip is considerably sweeter up front.
Mm-hmm.
It just has a drying finish. And I guess we're saying opposite things, but fresh. When I first opened this bottle, I gotta say it was a little hot tasting. It was a little spicy. It has mellowed out considerably. What are you thinking? Where are you at with this? This is your first time tasting this.
It's sweet in the front, and I think the finish, to me, it feels sweet.
Okay.
And it's very, very clean, very, very light, and very, very fruity, I think.
Fruity?
I think.
What kind of fruits are you picking out there?
Well, I think apple,
Apple. I can't say I'm getting the same thing. I'm getting a more, now at this point, at this stage, having a few sips, a couple more smells. It's actually smelling very rich and sweet to me somehow.
Yeah.
Very, again, kind of candy bar note.
Well, maybe, but I do taste a little.
Maybe cherry.
A little bit of fruit in there or something.
I'm thinking some cherry.
Maybe.
And again, that banana nose is now gone.
Well, there should be some vanilla in there too.
Well, yeah.
It's
There's
got
definitely
the
vanilla.
it's got the
From the charred oak
it's
barrel.
charred oak barrel, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty dang good at the moment, I gotta say.
Well, I'm not going to complain that they rated it very highly. I'm not so sure I would put it at 97.
No way.
But I would put it above 90, I think.
Oh, certainly.
And it depends. You have to look at what Malt Advocate rates at 95 and above, and think about this compared to the other things they put up there. And you have to realize that those ratings are not objective. Those ratings are all by the tasters. They don't click a whole bunch of stuff and put it into a computer program to come up with a number. What they do is rate it based on how they feel about it. Jack Daniel's is one of the very best-selling whiskeys in the world.
Yeah.
It may not be number one right this second, but I'm sure it's been up there a few times.
I don't know about that.
And how many people in the world are going to buy bad whiskey? There are a bunch of people who will, but how many people will do that? I'm just saying.
Jack Daniel's makes some great whiskey. They really do.
It's a good, and in fact, let's just compare it.
Let's compare it.
to their normal, run-of-the-mill, average stuff.
I don't think we're even going to be able to taste this. Just a small pour. That's good.
The problem is that it's 80 proof.
Nope. Wrong.
I'm sorry. Wrong. Okay. All right.
We're going to.
Well, it'll blend together pretty well. But the thing is, it's 80 proof, and what we've been tasting is 100 proof.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to taste this at all.
Oh, I think we will.
The color, there's a significant color
We
difference.
We will taste it. You will prove me right. The smell is about the same. It's a little different.
The smell is significantly more muted and
but it's about the same.
very more on the. I guess I would say the husk of the grain. I'm smelling
you're smelling
the
those other.
grains
Okay,
more
than
the original, in the standard Jack Daniel's than in the bonded. I think in the bonded, I feel like when I go back and forth, I'm probably picking at more of the rye notes that are in here. But let's see. It's sweet. It's smooth. It's exactly what you want if you're going to pour it in with a Coke and not have to taste too much whiskey. That's pretty much. This is almost never drunk straight. Or
I'm going to disagree with
besides
you.
a shot.
if
You're a fan?
if you're a fan who likes whiskey neat, you'll
Yeah.
drink this stuff neat. And I am.
I don't
And
know.
you are too.
Yeah, but almost, if you drink your whiskey neat, you're gonna like good whiskey, and this seems like a waste of time.
I think this is pretty good whiskey. You know,
All right.
compared to some of the things we've had, this is excellent whiskey.
We've had some-
Truly great whiskey.
We've had some bad things in the
I
past.
mean, you know, some.
That's a good point.
You just sort of level in there. You know, where's your bottom and where's your top? And
Now,
where
out
does
of
this
all
fit?
of Tennessee, would you rather have regular Jack Daniels or Dickel Tabasco Barrel?
I would rather have the Jack Daniel's regular, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, all I can say is that the bottled in bond or 100 proof one or whatever they want to call it
Bonded.
is the same stuff as this, but more intense because it's
Now,
There, more.
okay, I've been sipping on this Jack for a little bit. Let me go back here. I'm going to go back because, I mean, you know, we're just getting a comparison between the two. But this isn't fair by any stretch of the imagination.
no, it isn't unless you're going to put like 1/4 water in this to make it.
Oh my
same
gosh,
proof.
it's so good. But you're right. I mean, that signature characteristic is definitely there. And wow, it's just so good. Man, now that we've been sipping on these for a while, wow. I mean, the bonded is sweet, rich candy bar, and the finish is going on for a little while for me. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm really liking it.
And anyway, here we are.
There we are.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
this is the same, pretty much the same whiskey in both of these bottles, but this one has been treated much differently, and it's a lot higher proof, and all of the little, very subtle characteristics in this one
It's
that
true.
you can't taste because they're at a much smaller
Diluted,
concentration
yeah,
are available here.
I gotta say, I'm surprised going back and forth between the two. I mean, yeah, it's just a ramped up version of the other one, but gosh, it's so much better. I mean, the rule of thumb amongst whiskey people that I've heard is everything that comes out of Jack Daniels that's not pretty much their standard Jack Daniels is great.
No, it's
real good. It's real good.
It's exceptional. It's really great.
And for the price and the availability, it's hard to beat. Go grab yourself one. You won't regret it. There's no way you'll regret it.
No.
So go grab yourself one. You need one of these. This is the story for another time. Not bad stuff. It's just, you know, there's not a whole lot going on, but those notes really, really come out once you get
Well,
over to this bad boy.
When you get this stuff, don't add any water to it.
Oh, hell no.
When you get this, if you don't like the intensity, you can add a tiny bit
A
of
little
water.
bit of
to
water. It won't hurt.
That's it.
Yeah.
But the main difference is the water's already been added here. That's
All right,
basically-
so we have talked for long enough. If you like what we're doing, and I hope that you do, maybe you don't, that's fine. But you wouldn't make it to this point if you didn't. Please like this video, subscribe so you see the rest of what we're going to do, because who knows what we're going to do. And leave us some comments so we can interact with you guys. And until next time,
here's to you.
cheers.